Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Iqra Technologywali and I am a student at Bihan School Lahore campus. Today conduct interview with Maya. So let's start.
Oh, hey, good to hear from you.
Assalamu alaikum Maya.
Walaikum salam. How's your Sunday going? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I've been thinking about you. Since we
Maya,
last talked, have you
Maya,
had a chance to
my
try out?
topic discuss how to improve focus and construction. My first question: what does focus and construction means in daily life?
I love a good deep dive into the mind. When you talk about focus, it's basically your ability to tune out the noise and lock in on one thing. Construction in this context usually feels like how you actually build that focus, the habits, the environment, and the mental structure you put in place to make productivity happen. Does that make sense, or were you thinking of it from a different angle?
Way is construction important for students and professionals?
Oh, think of it like the difference between having a pile of bricks and actually building a house. For students, it means not just reading a textbook, but structuring your study sessions so the information actually sticks. For professionals, it's about managing the chaos of a workday so you can actually finish your biggest projects instead of just reacting to emails all day. It basically turns raw effort into actual results. Do you feel like you struggle more with the initial focus or the structure part?
How does lack of sleep affect focus and productivity?
It's a total game changer, and not in a good way. When you're sleep deprived, your brain basically runs on a delay. Your reaction time slows down, and that mental fog makes it almost impossible to ignore distractions. It's like trying to run a race through waist deep water. You're putting in the effort, but you're barely moving. To find yourself hitting a wall around mid afternoon.
Can a healthy diet improve construction's health?
Absolutely. Yeah. Your brain is essentially a high performance engine, and the food you eat is the fuel. If you're fueling it with sugar crashes and processed stuff, your mental structure is going to feel shaky. But when you get the right nutrients like omega 3s or complex carbs, it stabilizes your energy, which makes it way easier to maintain that mental framework we talked about. It's basically giving your brain the building blocks it needs to stay organized. Do you have a go-to snack that actually makes you feel sharp?
What role does exercise play in improving focus?
Exercise is like a reset button for your brain. It gets the blood flowing and floods your system with endorphins and dopamine, which are basically the chemicals that help you stay alert and motivated. Even a quick walk can clear out the cobwebs and help you lock back in when you're feeling stuck. Do you prefer a high energy workout or something more relaxing like your yoga?
How can time management help in increase in constructions?
Time management is the blueprint for your construction. Instead of just hoping you'll get things done, it lets you intentionally design your day. When you block out specific times for deep work, you're removing the guesswork and the decision fatigue, which creates a solid structure for your focus to actually live in. It's the difference between wandering around a room and having a clear map. You usually prefer a rigid schedule or something more flexible?
What are some effective techniques to avoid distractions?
The biggest one is definitely controlling your environment before the distractions even start. Put your phone in another room or use an app that locks you out of social media. Another great one is the Pomodoro technique, working in short, intense bursts with a set timer because it's easier to stay focused when you know a break is coming. Do you find that your phone is the biggest culprit, or is it more about the things happening around you?
How does stress affect our ability to focus?
Stress is like static on a radio station. It drowns out the signal you're trying to listen to. When you're stressed, your brain goes into survival mode, which focuses on the perceived threat instead of the task at hand. It basically hijacks your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus, and makes it almost impossible to lock in on a complex project. Have you noticed that your mind starts racing when you're under pressure?
Can meditation improve constructions way or way not?
It- Meditation is basically strength training for your attention. Every time your mind wanders and you gently bring it back to your breath, you're building the mental muscle needed to maintain a structure. It helps you notice the exact moment you're getting distracted, so you can steer yourself back before you've spent an hour scrolling on your phone. Do you
Oh,
feel like your mind wanders more when you're starting a task or once you've been working for a while?
how important is taking regular breaks while studying or working?
It's non-negotiable. Your brain isn't designed to run at full speed for hours on end. Eventually, you just hit a point of diminishing returns where you're reading the same sentence over and over without it sinking in. Taking a break allows your mind to reset and process the information you just took in, which actually makes you more productive in the long run. Do you usually push through until you're exhausted away?
What are some habits that can damage constructions over time?
The biggest one is definitely multitasking. It feels like you're being efficient pieces. Every time you switch tasks, there's a switching cost where your brain has to reorient itself, which slowly erodes your ability to stay locked in. And you've got things like chronic sleep deprivation or a constant diet of short form videos, which trains your brain to expect a hit of dopamine every few seconds, making deep focus feel boring by comparison. Do you think any of those have snuck into your daily routine?
How can students stay focused during long study seasons?
The secret is to stop treating it like a marathon and start treating it like a series of sprints. Breaking your material into smaller, manageable chunks makes the whole thing feel way less overwhelming. Mix in some active recall, like testing yourself instead of just highlighting text, and make sure your environment is a sanctuary where you don't have to fight for your attention. Do you usually find that your energy dips at a specific time of day?
How can setting goals improve constructions?
Setting goals is like giving your construction project a set of blueprints. Instead of just working hard in a general direction, goals give you a specific target to aim for. It transforms a vague desire to be productive into a clear set of milestones, which keeps you motivated and prevents you from drifting off track. When you know exactly what the win looks like, it's much easier to maintain the structure. Do you
Okay,
usually set big long-term goals or do you prefer
okay, Maya. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.
You're so welcome. Love